that's the kind of thing that's buying and selling. That's merchandising.
Let me tell you that God doesn't want your money, He wants your body.
Hello and welcome to the page. How are you doing? I hope you are doing good. So today, straight to the point. Today I'll be talking about three important people, at least you would know them. One is Apostle Joshua Selman. Two is Apostle AROME. I'm always making mistake with this name. That's the picture you see on your screen. Three is ArchBishop Duncan Williams. And four is 𝐲𝐻𝙗𝙗𝙗. Please forgive me if I'm not pronouncing the name of your favorites correctly. Now, the subject I want us to discuss today is paying for prayers. Here are some things you have to note. I don't have an issue about funding in ministry because I believe for every establishment to run, it requires money.
You may be seated. Those who don't pay tithe, things are tight for them.
What I'm against is the means or the strategies to which these particular monies are being gotten.
Should people cheat God? Yet you have cheated me. He said, where did we cheat you? You cheated me in tithes and offerings. This is the favorite verse of many pastors.
I made many videos right here of how people are being manipulated to give, of how people are being tricked to give. So if you're watching me for the first time, you have to go over my videos or something. So I came across this post on Facebook.
What do you take me for?
Someone sent it to me and was like, George, what do you think about this? So I was like, you know what, I'm going to discuss it much later. So what you see right now on your screen is a picture of Apostle Joshua Selman and Archbishop Duncan Williams having or planning for what is called a prayer breakfast in Ghana.
The city. Say, I hold up the city. I hold it up. Say, I hold up the city with prayer. And I command the city to recover. And I declare the city will not fall. It will not fall. It will not fall any further. It goes out. I command the city to climb. Say, I command the resurrection of the city. In the name of Jesus, say, I command a miracle for the economy. I command and release a miracle for Ghana's economy. In the name of Jesus.
And this prayer breakfast is going to be happening in December. So take this not as criticism, but as a promotion as well for those who see me as your antichrist. So I'm promoting the program. So make sure you grab your ticket. It goes for about $70, 1,000 Ghana cedis to be there at the program. I want to discuss it in detail, so I'm going to take you to my computer and show you a couple of things while I was trying to understand what is going on right here. So right now I am on the website. Okay, so this is the Ego Tickets website, and it's written here, Prayer Mountain Breakfast with Apostle Joshua Selman. Amazing. So the date right here is Saturday, December 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Global Prayer Commanding Center. This place right now is actually his. Okay, who are those this is for? For corporate, business, and kingdom leaders in Accra. So this is not just for anyone. This is for corporate, business, and kingdom leaders in Accra. So the dress code for participants are smart, casual, all right? Trainers and walking shoes recommended. So they might actually have to pray and walk around that area. I think I just showed you guys that right now. So if this is a location right now, I am thinking there are places right here where they can walk around, or this is how it was before, and construction has been going on for this place being the Prayer Mountain for the Action Chapel, you understand. So now I'm beginning to understand the full details of this right now. Okay, before I continue, church is not run on water. Church requires money to run them, but because many ministries are more like business centers, that's why you get to see them, you know, faking miracles and doing some shenanigan stuff to build the attention that in the end they will still require money from you. Like we have watched videos of pastors doing miracle money.
I've seen that, and I've seen that people are suffering. Things are not going well for anyone. So God has put it in my heart that I must bless money. I must do a certain direction on some a certain money. That anyone who is coming one-on-one, listen, anyone who is coming one-on-one, I'll give you one money. I'll give you 100 rand. You are going to deposit it in ATM. Either you have financial problem, work problem, any problem that you have. Beloved, I'm expecting you there. Come and get that miracle money and come with your problems. Maybe you need a child. Come with 3 eggs. are not working, you need a job. Bring your CV, let me pray for you. Beloved, every day say you are coming, but you don't come. But this time I'm waiting for you. Believe in the prophet, you shall prosper. Beloved one, your door key is with me. Come, let me open it for you. Let me show you where your destiny is. Somebody, you are watching you right now, you need a child. But the child is not coming. Come and see, okay? And don't forget, when you are coming, come with this one. Baby doll, yes. We use it as a point of contact. Any enemy in your life, after that, we will burn it. Beloved, God is going to change you. Don't miss this all night. And I know God is going to perform a miracle on you. Come, let's use you. Let's tame them. Let's burn them. I'm waiting for you. And don't forget, when you're coming to the baby doll, add 200 rand on top of it. Bring it that all night. God is going to change the atmosphere for your life.
In short, make God point. No worry, madam. Make I not just cause person because you can't cause whether my mouth like this. If I release, I go happen.
I just wonder how those things work, but that's not the main subject for today. But focusing on this particular program, of which Apostle Joshua Selman and Archbishop Duncan Williams are going to be having in Ghana. I was not surprised when the video trended of Apostle Joshua Selman being prayed for by Archbishop Duncan Williams and a collection of bishops, or would I say quote and unquote fathers in Ghana, or those that were there at that particular program, and I could see the words that were spoken over him and all that. Now, I have no personal vendetta or issue with any of your favorites, anyone I've mentioned right here. Just take me right now as a reporter. So I'm reporting to you what is happening, so you know, in case you did not know.
Come and surround him, and let's use him as a point of contact to send prayers to the fathers of Nigeria. Nigeria is very strategic in God's time, God's end time revival. Never forget that. If Nigeria gets it right, Africa will get it right.
So them having this program right now at the 𝐵RG Prayer Mountain Center was quite interesting for me to see. So I was then asking myself a question. This particular program right now is ticketed, so you have to pay for you to attend the program. The seating capacity of that place, according to what I saw on their video talking about the place, has up to 5,000 seating capacity, okay? Up to. It could be more, okay? Because they were doing some expansion and all that. And it reminded me of what happened about a month ago of this woman, 𝐲𝐴𝐵𝐼𝐻, who actually was trending because of the picture you see right now on your screen, where she was having, or she is having, a virtual registration. 4 weeks intensive prayer institute every Thursday beginning from October 6th. And then the cost of everything is about $1,500. And then the package includes the things you see right there on your screen. I was even looking at the comments on her Instagram handle, and people are not finding it funny at all. But of course, there are people that had to pay $1,500 to be part of this prayer institute. So I want to ask you a question right now. Before you call me all the names that you have already planned, or some of you are already calling the names. I love your engagement. So make sure you use the opportunity you have very well. And also answer this question in the process. Is it right for you to pay for prayer? Imagine, it is one thing for you to say you are paying to learn how to pray. Maybe you don't know how to pray. But even the same Bible talks about freely you get and freely you should give, right? If you're watching me, pastors as well, I want you, because some of you have the name pastors, apostles and all that, especially those of you on Facebook. Explain to me why people have to pay to have access to you, or pay to pray, or pay to have some more of like spiritual guidance and all that. Just give me an explanation for that, because I don't know. But if you now bring that context to church, did Jesus ever charge someone to pray for the person if Jesus is our standard?
Do you still remember the documentary on the lady? She brought her master's what? Oh, you're not with me. She brought her master's what? Not just gain, much gain. Don't forget that. So the thing behind divination, if it's in operation, is about the money. So you need to pay for something. You need to buy a napkin. You need to buy oil. You need to connect with a seed. You need to... Now, wait, let me balance that. Wait, let me balance that. The law of offerings is that anyone that wants to give such a giving that will be recorded in heaven, he needs to do it willingly, not of necessity, because our God loves a cheerful giver. So if there's a need in church, all I need to do is to announce it. And that's all. If I do more than announcing it, I might violate someone's conscience in forcing the person to give an offering. And that is against the rules of God. If I need to violate your conscience to make you give, I have used the instrument of manipulation, which is one of the tools of witchcraft. So I might have a genuine ministry. Are you with me? But I can use tools from the kingdom of darkness to achieve my goal. Do you understand that? And that is corruption. That is massive corruption. Because a sign of one that operates by the spirit of divination is that the objective is gain. The thing will end in a seed. On Wednesday it will be a seed. On Friday there is a mega seed. And on Sunday is give your Isaac. On Sunday is Isaac. You need Isaac needs to be slain on the altar. Listen to me. If you have a genuine calling from God, God will fund it. You don't need to manipulate anybody. And you will not start ministry today and receive funding from the whole world. It is faithfulness in the calling that will make God witness to people to respond to you. We just finished building a facility that is many millions, hundreds of millions in Nigeria. We didn't manipulate one person. Promise is here is my witness. If there's a need, I will just announce it and we'll leave it to God. I have discovered that when there are huge needs, you don't even need 10 people. Only 2 people that God will speak to. You see, this house has many blocks but few pillars. It's standing on few pillars. What God does to a ministry that is accurate is that He gives him like 5 pillars. That's all. The whole building here is standing on 5 pillars. You are trying to extort money from blocks. Meanwhile, what you need are pillars. May the Lord give you understanding. I don't want to press. I need to strike a balance. I need to teach you the truth. We need money for ministry, but we will not manipulate you to get it. If there's a need, I will announce it. A need that we have ransacked our own lives and there's nothing left. We have given all. That's when we can come to the pulpit to ask you. And we will not say, if you have 2,000 CD. No, that's trade. That's trade. That's the kind of thing that's buying and selling. That's merchandise.
1 Corinthians 9 from verse 11, okay? Since we have planted spiritual seeds among you, aren't we entitled to harvest of physical food and drink? If you support others who preach to you, shouldn't we have an even greater right to be supported? But we have never used this right. They would rather put up with anything than to be an obstacle to the good news about Christ. So there's a way you can actually, in self-seeking, or would I say, adding your benefit, which you believe you are entitled to. Now, talking about the whole right factor, I think you have to go to somewhere in Numbers 18 from verse 18, I think they're down there to 24 or something, to look at this right I think he's talking about. Because Paul himself right now, if you read down, Paul himself recognizes the fact that even though he has the right to gain from this, but he's not making that his primary focus. His primary focus is him being caught up, him being engrossed in the opportunity he feels privileged to have to preach the message of Christ.
Should people cheat God? Yet you have cheated me. He said, where did we cheat you? You cheated me in tithes and offerings. This is the favorite verse of many pastors. Bring the tithes into the storehouse, verse 10. And if you don't do that, you will be cursed. If you do it, I'll open the windows of heaven for you. Do you know that tithing is not even mentioned once after the day of Pentecost, when the new covenant was instituted? Something more difficult than tithing is mentioned after that: giving. And what do we have to give first? Our bodies. As tithing was emphasized in the Old Testament, presenting your bodies is emphasized in the New Testament. This, just like they offered a lamb in the Old Testament, and we offered Jesus was offered for us in the New Testament, just like they had a day of rest called a Sabbath in the Old Testament, and in the New Testament we have an inward rest. In the Old Testament they offered a tithe. In the New Testament we offer our body. Romans 12:1. I beseech you, brethren, by the mercies of God, not present your tithes, but present your bodies, a living sacrifice to God. Tell me, what does it mean to offer your body? That means I give my eyes to God and I never want to use it for myself again. Is that easier? Or is it easier to give 10% of your income to God? You tell me. Any day, giving 10% of your income is easier. That's why people talk about tithing. And usually a lot of people who take that verse from the Old Testament, it's because those preachers themselves are lovers of money and they want the tithe from everybody. And that's how these pastors become rich. See, if 10 people give 1/10 of their income, you got one man's salary, right? Simple multiplication, arithmetic. 10 into 10% is 100%. So 10 people give their tithes, you get one man's income. That's enough to support a pastor. When 100 people give their tithes, what happens to this pastor? He becomes a millionaire. This is what's happening. This is Old Testament. I will curse you. In the New Testament it says, give your body. Let me tell you that God doesn't want your money, He wants your body. And when you give your body, then give as you feel happy to give. Okay.
So if you don't get anything from this conversation I'm trying to have right now with you, is it okay for ministers to charge people to pray for them? If it is okay, give me a reason scripturally why it's okay for that to happen. When Jesus was talking about the fact that, let's say, looking at this prayer mountain factor, when Jesus was with the woman at the well, when he was talking about where people have said God is, but the time is going to come, remember, where it's not about God being here or God being here. You might have a problem that I'm telling you what is happening. Let's have a conversation about this happening in the church, because this today it might be 1,000 Ghana cedis. Would you rather pay 1,000 Ghana cedis every time? That is if it's going to be like an every time factor, to go somewhere like it's in a mountain area, like the person that was describing it, more of like there's a presence right there, there's an edifice right there, there's a unique atmosphere right there when it comes to prayer. You see, when I make these videos, I don't think about today, I'm thinking about tomorrow, because this now gives a leveling ground for the proliferation of this happening by the young ones, those who are coming up right now. They're going to be copying what they see those who have gone ahead of them do. So right now, this is an open discussion. Tell me what you think in the comments right there. I would really, really appreciate.
Onídúró mi, ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀. Onídúró mi, ẹ ṣeun. Onídúró mi, ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀. Ó jẹ́ ènìyàn ló dúró mi, wọ́n ti mọ̀ sí ẹ̀kọ́. Onídúró mi, ẹ ṣeun. Ọlọ́run o. Onídúró mi, ẹ ṣeun. Onídúró mi, ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀. Ó jẹ́ ènìyàn ló dúró mi, wọ́n ti máa ṣìrìkú. Onídúró mi, ẹ ṣeun. Onídúró mi, ẹ ṣeun. Kùtù ọmọ tí mo dábàá Jésù. Wá tí mo dábàá dádì. Onídúró mi, ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀. Ó jẹ́ ènìyàn ló dúró mi, wọ́n ti máa ṣìrìkú. Onídúró mi, ẹ ṣeun.